Most people will watch this video, nod their heads, feel motivated for 10 minutes, and then do absolutely nothing. Don't be most people. I'm giving you 48 hours, just 2 days. And if you actually follow what I'm about to share, I promise you, your mindset will never be the same again. Stay till the end. Because the rule that hits hardest, it's not the first one. So let's get into it. Here are 5 rules, and the first one starts the moment you wake up tomorrow morning. Rule 1. Own your morning before anyone else does. Think about what most people do the moment they wake up. They reach for their phone. They scroll through notifications. They dive headfirst into other people's lives, other people's highlight reels, and before they've even gotten out of bed, they've already surrendered their mental energy to the world. Here's your challenge for the next 2 days. The first 30 minutes after you wake up belong to you. No phone, no social media, no news. Use those 30 minutes like this. 5 minutes of deep, intentional breathing. 10 minutes of light movement or a short walk. 5 minutes writing down your goals or intentions. 10 minutes planning your day with clear priorities. Why does this matter so much? Because when you wake up confused about what you're supposed to be doing, your mind spends the rest of the day catching up. Distraction becomes the default. Procrastination feels justified. And by noon, you've already mentally written off the day. But when you start your morning with clarity, when you know exactly what you're walking into, your brain shifts into execution mode instead of survival mode. The morning sets the tone for everything. Protect it like it's the most valuable hour of your day, because it is. Rule 2. Stop complaining. Seriously, stop. Here's something I've learned from my own life, and it took me longer than I'd like to admit. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You never did. Look at the people at the top of any field, the ones who have actually built something real. Most of them didn't start with advantages. They didn't have the right connections, the right money, or the right circumstances. They started anyway. They were playing the same game as everyone else, just from further back on the track, and they still crossed the finish line. Here's your 48-hour challenge within this rule. Complain about nothing. Not your circumstances, not your family, not your past, not your luck. Because here's what complaining actually does. It consumes your time and drains your energy without solving a single thing. The hour you spend blaming your situation is an hour you could have spent changing it. Nobody knows what fate has written for them. Maybe your story is one where you fail 3 times before you win on the 4th attempt. If you quit at attempt 2 because you decided fate was against you, you'll never know. And that's the real tragedy. The day you stop complaining is the day your life quietly starts to get better. Not because your problems disappear, they won't, but because your focus shifts from what's wrong to what can be done. And that shift is everything. You don't need more resources to start. You need less excuses. Rule 3. Invest 1 hour a day in your future self. I'm not going to promise you that things will change overnight. I've lived enough to know that's not how it works. But I do believe completely, without reservation, that if you stay consistent, if you keep going when it gets uncomfortable, things will change. I'm living proof of that. My mother used to tell me, nothing in your life comes easy. You've always had to fight harder than most for the things you want. But if you stay persistent, if you're patient, if you keep showing up, it happens for you. That's what I want to pass on to you. 24 hours in a day. All I'm asking is one of them. 1 hour dedicated entirely to building the version of yourself you want to become. What does that look like? Reading a book that expands your mind. Learning a skill that increases your value. Editing, copywriting, communication, a new language. Journaling about where you want to go and who you need to become to get there. visualizing your future, not as a fantasy, but as a destination you're actively moving toward. That last one matters more than people realize. Your brain is remarkably responsive to the stories you tell it. Feed it a clear, vivid picture of where you're headed, and it begins to orient everything around getting you there. This isn't wishful thinking, it's how high performers actually think. They see the destination before they arrive. And one more thing, time is not just money. Time is the currency that makes all other currencies possible. You can lose money and earn it back. You cannot lose time and get it back. Not a single second. So if you're careful about how you spend your money, you should be 10 times more protective of how you spend your hours. Stop wasting time in places that drain you. Start investing it in things that build you. Rule 4. Have a real conversation with yourself. We talk to everyone. Friends, family, colleagues, strangers on the internet. But when was the last time you actually sat down and had a deep, honest conversation with yourself? Most people go their entire lives without really knowing who they are or what they want because they never ask. Tonight, try this. Ask yourself 3 questions and actually answer them. Who do I want to become? What is actually holding me back right now? What is one change I can make starting tomorrow? Write the answers down. Don't just think them, write them. Because writing is commitment. When you put something on paper, it stops being a vague thought and becomes a real intention. Here's why this matters. A life without a clear direction is not a life being lived, it's a life being drifted through. Without knowing where you're going, every decision feels arbitrary, every setback feels permanent, and every opportunity passes unnoticed. You don't need to have your entire life figured out, but you need something to move toward, a goal, a direction, a version of yourself worth becoming. Once you have that, pour everything into it, not perfectly, not all at once, but consistently and without giving up. Rule 5. Start today, not Monday, today. There is no perfect time. There has never been a perfect time, and there never will be. I'll start next Monday. I'll begin on the 1st of the month. Next year I'll get serious. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Tomorrow never actually arrives. By the time tomorrow becomes today, we've already invented a new tomorrow to hide behind. The people who keep delaying fade out quietly. Not dramatically, just slowly, one postponed decision at a time, until years have passed and the life they imagined is still sitting in the someday folder. Don't be that person. You don't need to start perfectly. You don't need to have it all figured out. Start small if you have to, but start today. Make the plan today. Take one step today. Even the smallest action taken today carries more power than the grandest intention planned for tomorrow. And remember this, you don't need to become the best person in the world. You just need to become slightly better than you were yesterday. That's it. That's the whole game. 52 of those days back to back, and you've transformed your year. A few of those years, and you've transformed your life. The 48-hour window starts now. Successful people don't do extraordinary things. They do ordinary things consistently, without waiting for perfect conditions, without demanding the world meet them halfway first. They show up, they do the work, they keep going. So here's what I want you to do. Make a decision right now for yourself, for your family, for the future you actually want that starting today you begin. Not when the circumstances are better, not when you feel more ready. Now. Write it down somewhere. Say it out loud if you have to. I'm starting today. Because you haven't missed your window. You're not too late. But if you keep wasting what's in front of you, you might be. The clock is already running. These 48 hours are yours. Use them. Before you close this video, do one thing: drop "starting today" in the comments. Not for me, for you, because writing it down makes it real. It's a promise to yourself, and those are the only promises that actually matter. If this hit different, if even one line made you stop and think, smash that like button. It takes half a second, and it tells YouTube to push this to someone else who needs to hear it tonight. And if you want more content that actually challenges you to grow, not just feel good for 5 minutes, subscribe and hit the bell, because the next video might be exactly what you've been waiting for. Remember, you haven't missed your window, but you're not getting this moment back either. Start today, right now. The clock is already running.